CarDekho, Vedanta. We have a power-packed panel, and let's just go right into this one. Mr. Anil Agarwal, you're the original startup guy. एक बार पहले हमने बातचीत की थी और आपने कहा था आपकी जिंदगी बिहार से शुरू हुई. आज मैं जानना चाहती हूँ, ये देश नंबर 3 है स्टार्टअप इंडिया में, लेकिन एक स्टार्टअप बहुत साल पहले शुरू हुआ था. वो जर्नी क्या थी और तब और अब में आप क्या फर्क महसूस करते हैं?
सबसे पहले थैंक यू निविदा जी एंड टाइम्स ग्रुप, विनीत जैन एंड all our people. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here. It's a pleasure to be with you. पहले और अभी में यही फर्क है कि 17 साल तक की उम्र में जब मैं रेल की सवारी करता था तो कभी भी मेन दरवाजे से नहीं घुस पाया, हरदम खिड़की के रास्ते से ही घुसना पड़ता था, इतनी भीड़ रहती थी. तो वो फर्क आया है कि आज ईश्वर की कृपा है कि हर सुविधाएं हैं. और सबसे बड़ी बात है, उस समय कुछ भी करते तो लोगों को पता नहीं चलता था. अभी सब चीज इन लोगों की इतनी ज्यादा तकलीफें होती हैं, जो कहीं भी कुछ भी करते हैं एवरीबडी नोज. इन आवर टाइम इट वाज एब्सोल्युटली the gap between what people know and what it is, it was a different, but this is a time for them. Today I have come, especially that is a time for the youngster like them to mentor us. If we have that mind that if they can mentor us, that will be the biggest achievement we can have.
Amazing, amazing. Which just shows, Nithin Kamath, that Mr. Anil Agarwal, the young Mr. Anil Agarwal, is still here and he's learning and wants to learn newer ways of getting into the game. What do you think about that spirit, and how has it been for you? Because when you need to mentor him, you have to tell him your experience of being, a co-founder of a startup like Zerodha, which has changed the definition of how stocks and share market is done. You've given all the old people there, all the big houses there, a run for their money. How did it work for you? How did the journey, how did the thought begin, and how did you innovate?
No, thanks. I think Anil is being, very humble by saying, we can mentor him. I think as a businessman, just being able to handle volatility is really, I think, the key, right? And the fact that Anil is still so curious at this age after spending so much time to learn, I think that's really what differentiates great businessmen from everyone else, right? As in, about my journey as an entrepreneur, I think what has changed in the last 20 plus years of me trying to build something is I was told to go get a real job for a lot of the first many years, and today, I think, what has changed is that, there is, entrepreneurs are celebrated, right? And that's really what is required for India, for the country to kind of grow inclusively, you need more entrepreneurs, right? And there is no other way we're going to do it. And so the most excited I get is the fact that, today when, my nephews, my niece, or even my distant, friends, kids, etc., who are starting businesses, parents are not saying, don't do this, or the society is not saying don't do this. People are encouraging people to go build businesses, which is what has changed, I think, in the last 10, 15 years. Thanks to many that has worked well for India.
Anil Agarwal ji, did anybody stop you? Ke business? How can you talk about business? And it's a big bad world. Kya karoge? Kahan se aayenge paise? Because you're talking about trains and how you got into the trains through the windows. बिना टिकट के जाते थे?
टिकट उस समय पता नहीं, लेकिन ये बात सही है कि ट्रेनें बहुत जाम रहती थी. और ये बात आपने जैसे पूछा, हम लोग जब इंडिपेंडेंस हुई तो देश को आगे बढ़ना था और एंटरप्रेन्योर नहीं थे। टाटा बिरला 2 ही नाम था जो कि इंडस्ट्री में थे, इसके अलावा कोई नाम नहीं था। और उस समय गवर्नमेंट को आगे आना पड़ा और वो बोलते थे ये हमारे टेम्पल है, आप ऑयल, स्टील, कॉपर, पोर्ट, एनीथिंग यू टॉक अबाउट, 300-400 उन्होंने इंडस्ट्रियां लगाई। वो हमारे देश को डिफरेंट लेवल पे ले गए। वो एरा खत्म हो गया। वो जब तक हम रियलाइज नहीं करेंगे, गवर्नमेंट रियलाइज कर रही है, उसको फास्ट रियलाइज करना है कि हमारा हिंदुस्तान ये एंटरप्रेन्योर की वजह से हो गया है। एंटरप्रेन्योर इतने जबरदस्त हो गए हैं कि अमेरिका से आगे लेके जाएंगे हमारी कंट्री को, क्योंकि वो दैट्स अ प्लेस ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर। हमारी कंट्री प्लेस ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर है। हमारे यहाँ एक फायदा है, हम संस्कारी हैं, हमारे यहाँ संस्कार हैं, हमारे यहाँ वैल्यू सिस्टम है। हम अपने माँ बाप के चरण छूते हैं, हम अपनी सोसाइटी की कदर करते हैं। वो जो तड़का लग रहा है, जो कि अमेरिका में तड़का नहीं है, वो हमें बहुत दूर तक लेके जाएगा।
You think so? Was it very difficult for you in your time?
बहुत डिफिकल्ट तो था ही, लेकिन जब आदमी सर पे कफन बांध लेता है तो कुछ भी कर गुजरता है, क्योंकि कुछ खोने को था ही नहीं। झूठ बोलने के अलावा कुछ जानते ही नहीं थे।
सबसे छोटा झूठ कौन सा बोला और सबसे बड़ा झूठ कौन सा?
जब हमारी शादी हो रही थी तो हमारी वाइफ को मैंने सपने दिखाए कि हमारे पास बम्बई में बहुत बड़े घर हैं, बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें हैं। मैं बहुत ऑर्डिनरी था और मेरे को शादी करने की बहुत इच्छा थी। मैंने कहा कि हमारा घर इतना बड़ा है, हमारे पास इतनी गाड़ियां हैं। जब उसने वहां जाके देखा कि मैं 300 स्क्वायर फीट के फ्लैट में रहता हूं और गाड़ी के नाम में एक फिएट जो भी मैं बिहार से ले गया था वो है, तो ये झूठ उसको जरूर बोला था। ये सबसे बड़ा झूठ था।
आज clearly your hard work and times have changed for you, and now you spend most of your time in London. And let me ask you, Mr. Amit Jain. Amit Jain ji, CarDekho, Shark Tank, how did you begin your journey? How did you start CarDekho? And लोग जानना चाहते हैं कि क्या आप बड़े रिसोर्सफुल फैमिली से आते थे, क्या रिसोर्सेज थे, कैसे शुरू किया, वेयर डिड द थॉट कम फ्रॉम, एंड हाउ डिड यू कम इन योर जर्नी अप टू हियर?
तो मेरा जर्नी चालू 2007 में अपने भाई के साथ। छोटा भाई मेरा साथ में को फाउंडर है अनुराग। आई थिंक जो एक चीज मेरे को लगती है, जो एजुकेशन मिली, IIT गया, पढ़ाई करी, तो सपने थोड़े बड़े हो गए थे। तो सबसे बड़ी जो चीज मेरे को लग रही जो चेंज आ रहा है इंडिया में, वो ये कि लोग अब एटलीस्ट एम बिग करते हैं, एम्बिशन ज्यादा है। तो जब 2006 में मेरे फादर की एक्चुअली डेथ हो गई थी, तो फिर हमारा वैल्यू सिस्टम, जैसे आपने बोला सर, तो वैल्यू सिस्टम ने बोला कि अपने दादा दादी जिंदा थे हमारे उस टाइम पे, तो मेरे को लगा दादा दादी मम्मी का ख्याल रखने के लिए हमें मूव बैक करना चाहिए जयपुर, रादर देन उनको बैंगलोर लाएं। तो कंपनी ऐसे सर्कमस्टेंसेस में चालू हुई थी कि मेरे को अपनी फैमिली का टेक केयर करना था, तो दैट वैल्यू सिस्टम काइंड ऑफ गॉट मी बैक टू जयपुर। अब जयपुर में कोई IT कंपनी थी नहीं, तो जॉब मिल नहीं सकती थी। मैं कोडर था, तो मैंने लाइफ में कोडिंग करी 15 साल। तो वहां पर हमने एक सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी चालू करी दोनों ने मिलके, और बिल्कुल लिटरली गैरेज से चालू करी। और रिसोर्सेज अगर आप पूछोगे तो केवल दिमाग था और 2 लैपटॉप हमारे पास। दैट्स वेयर वी स्टार्टेड।
एक दिमाग और 2 लैपटॉप
2 दिमाग से 2 लैपटॉप, वहां से चालू किया हमने जर्नी। और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे क्या लगता है कि नहीं, कर्मा होता है कि आप अच्छा करते हो तो वो वापस आपको कहीं और से आ जाता है वो। तो वी मेड अ बोल्ड मूव कि आते हैं नौकरी छोड़ के। उस टाइम EMI भी थी।
कैसे हो सकता है? हम सेमीकंडक्टर बनाएंगे, हमने कफन बांध रखा है सिर पे, हम ग्लास बनाएंगे, हम जो यंगस्टर को 3-4 चीजें चाहिए। अगर 15 साल के बच्चे को अगर लैपटॉप मिल गया, वो जॉब खोज लेगा। वो जमाना चला गया जब वकील बनना है, इंजीनियर बनना है, मार पीट करके बच्चों को तैयार करते थे कि आपको डॉक्टर बनना है। नाउ इज ए लिबरल आर्ट्स टाइम। he has a quality, he has something skill, and he can only find out if he has a laptop. And laptop has to be available at very, very affordable price at 25 to 30,000 rupees. A smartphone has to be available. He has to have a scooty at very, very reasonable price. These three things you have to provide to the 15 years old boys. And this we will provide. All of us will provide. And this will change. And this will grow to our country. And I'm looking, people like them, what they have done. Today people are, earlier all our people were investing in gold, buying a land, giving to the jamindar, money lender. These people have changed. It's hardly freak of anything. They can come, they can make money, they can create. Today the world, whatever money is, 60% money is in the stock. And they are revolving. They are bringing this money, they are circulating. This will change. And I have always said, youngster, work for people who is entrepreneur. Don't go straight to be entrepreneur. Work for entrepreneur. Even if you have to pay him something, go and work for him. Then you will learn. No, जो संगत की असर होती है वो किसी चीज की नहीं है. तो हमारे entrepreneur जो हैं, if they can work. Number two, any industry you touch, you make sure that has a value of a stock market. Because that is very, very important. That will, everybody need extra money. The extra money gives you kick. So these are, I thought, only thing is, India is the only place where most of the youngsters, 65% of our people are young. And that's the advantage we have.
Amazing. And as you were talking about the fact that everybody now needs a scooty, a car.
Cylinder.
नहीं, स्कूटी कार की आपने बात की, वहां आंखें चमकने लग गई अमित जैन की कि कार देखो का बिजनेस बढ़ने वाला है. और आपने कहा स्टॉक्स, तो यहां आंखें चमकने लग गई बिकॉज नितिन सेज okay, now my market is expanding. So Nithin, clearly you've changed the way business is done. How did you do it? When did you sense that there was a need for something like this, the fintech side of it, and how difficult was it when you started?
Must say, we all admire you, how you thought of, and how freak of a small money people can come on the platform. Earlier, we always had something in mind. We are trading, beach wala zyada paisa nikal lega. Here, transparent manner, people are trading.
The fear of the middleman has gone.
No, thanks for all the kind words. No, it didn't start off being what it is today, right? As in, when we started, I was very active in a lot of online trading communities, and and there was a problem statement, which is the trading costs are very high, and financial services firms are generally very opaque in the way they work, right? So when we started off, there was no tech, etc. It was on top of vendor products. We were trying to solve for these two problems, and what we realized is, to solve for transparency, you cannot differentiate your customers. You need to have one offering for all your customers. In hindsight, it seems like it was all planned, but it wasn't. It was just an instinct. It just said that, this is how you should probably build this. Because this having one deal for all our customers has also helped us significantly in terms of, scaling the business. We've gone from like a million customers to 11 million customers without adding any people on the team. And the reason for that efficiency...
1 million to 11 million without adding people in the team.
Yeah, because,
amazing.
Yeah, that's because, you kept the business simple. And it's just one offering. And we use technology today to kind of leverage efficiency, bring in efficiency wherever possible. So yes, the business started with those two things. As we grew, we realized, the financial literacy in the country is very little. We need to do something about it. So we built this platform called Varsity, which is our education. It's completely free and open source. It's probably the second or third largest such initiative around the world on capital markets. As we grew, we realized that, we know India needs better products. I got very lucky to find Kailash, who had Tech. So around him, we started building our products. Around 2016, we realized that maybe we cannot solve all of this ourselves. We need to collaborate. So we opened up APIs to our business and invited startups to come build on top of us. So think of Android and Play Store, right, as in something like that. And so startups started coming and integrating on top of us. When they came, we realized that they needed capital as well. By then the business was making money. We set up Brain Matter, which is a fund incubator. We started investing in these companies as well. And then I don't think, I'm not the kind of guy who believes in having goals, etc. I mean, the idea is, objective is you get up every day and do something better. And then compounds over time, right? As in you keep doing small things and, eventually it adds up. And I think the 2-3 tipping points in this journey. One was Aadhaar for online onboarding, because until then you could not onboard a customer online. It was a 40-page document. I think the second big tipping point was really in 2020 when COVID happened, right? Because there was this whole generation of people who were sitting on the fence thinking if I should invest in the market, not invest. People had more time because they were working from home. They had more money because they were not spending as much. And the stock markets was doing well. And so this were like three potent forces that came together, and the markets expanded. So what would have otherwise taken maybe 5 to 10 years happened in 2 years in terms of expansion. So we got extremely lucky to be at the right place, right time, with the right initiative. So, none of this was planned. It's just, we had the right products and initiatives, but I think we just got lucky to be there at the right time.
Amazing. So adversity turned into an opportunity for you during COVID, when everybody thought that the world was falling apart. Zerodha did well and went from new heights to new heights. But you just said 1 million to 11 million. Up to that 1 million point, how tough was that?
No, so I started trading the market in the late 90s. I worked in a call center for like 4-5 years. And, I think a lot of my volatility in my life was actually before Zerodha. So, anything after Zerodha has actually felt not very hard, to be very honest.
Okay, all right. So that should be encouraging for a lot of people. Amit Jain ji, अब तो सबको चाहिए गाड़ी, स्कूटर, तो और जिसके पास गाड़ी है उसको मर्सिडीज चाहिए, तो कार देखो पे सब कुछ. But does the first idea work? That is what most entrepreneurs want to understand, because a lot of people have this thing holding them back. Will it require a lot of investment? What if it doesn't work? What do you do then? I want you to tell viewers and our audience here, कैसे होता है? How do you get over? What is the thought process? What is the psychology of an entrepreneur?
I think जो आइडिया है वो चलते नहीं है, मोस्टली रियलिटी है लाइफ में. मैंने कम से कम 10 स्टार्टअप किए होंगे. एक आप लोगों को पता है, बाइक देखो, इंश्योरेंस देखो, कार देखो, क्योंकि पॉपुलर हो गया है. बट उसके पहले मैंने बहुत सारी एस्ट्रोलॉजी की भी साइट बनाई है. मैंने बहुत तरीके के काम किए. मैंने मोबाइल भी बेचे ऑनलाइन, और बहुत सारे चला के बंद भी किए. रियलिटी है कि एक जील थी कि कुछ करना है बड़ा. और जब मैं पहली बार स्टार्ट कर रहा था तो आई जस्ट मेड अ गोल कि मेरे एक बड़ी कंपनी बनानी है. तो मैंने बोला एक नंबर से क्वांटिफाई कर देते थे. मैंने बोला $1 बिलियन कंपनी बनानी. तो मैं और अनुराग गए, मेरा भाई, वी अपडेटेड आवर लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल कि वी विल बिल्ड $1 बिलियन कंपनी. और कैसे बनाएंगे पता नहीं, बिलियन में जीरो थे वो पता नहीं, बट एक नंबर बड़ा होता था उस जमाने में. तो वहां से जब आप एम लेते हो ना, तो फिर आप चीजें करते हो, फिर आपको लगता है इससे तो नहीं पहुंच पाओगे, इससे तो नहीं पहुंच पाओगे. देयर इज अ कांस्टेंट परस्यूट ऑफ फाइंडिंग समथिंग दैट विल बिकम एज लार्ज. और यू मे कॉल इट लक, बट हमारा पैशन ऑन कार्स बहुत था. हम लोग गए. व्हाट आई रियलाइज इज कि आपकी पर्सनल नीड से कोई चीज इमर्ज करती है ना, तो आप ज्यादा लंबा खींच पाते हो, क्योंकि आपको फिर वो काम नहीं लगता, आपको खुशी हो रही थी वो करने में. तो कार का शौक हम दोनों भाइयों को काफी था. तो हम लोग ऑटो एक्सपो गए थे 2008 में प्रगति मैदान में. हाँ, बड़ी अच्छी गाड़ियां देखी. फिर हम लोग लौटे तो हमने देखा कि यार वो ऑनलाइन मिल नहीं रही इन्फॉर्मेशन जो हमने देख के आए थे. फिर हम अगले दिन वापस गए, सारे ब्रोशर इकट्ठे किए और अगले 7 दिन में साइट कोड करके लाइव कर दी. अब हमारे जैसे बहुत सारे लोग थे जो ढूंढ रहे थे उस टाइम इन्फॉर्मेशन. तो कहीं ना कहीं अपनी पर्सनल नीड, और ये नहीं पता था कि CarDekho इतनी बड़ी कंपनी बन जाएगी इवेंचुअली. तब बस अपने मजे के लिए बनाई थी वो साइट की. और उस पर फिर ट्रैफिक आने लग गया, क्योंकि लोग ढूंढ रहे थे. SEO अच्छा कर लिया था हमने. ट्रैफिक बढ़ता गया. 2010 तक हम लोग, पहले ऐसे होता था कि 500 कस्टमर हो गए आज, मतलब 1000 कस्टमर हो गए आज, मतलब इस टाइप की ट्रैफिक हो गया. नॉट कस्टमर, ट्रैफिक. अब हम लोग करते हैं ऑलमोस्ट 100 मिलियन विद अ मंथ.
100 million in a month.
या तो ये हमारा अभी करंट स्टैट्स है।
अमेजिंग।
तो एक जो सैलाब आया, जो टिपिंग पॉइंट था
आपने
मेरे
भी
लिए,
क्या एम्प्लॉइज बढ़ाए हैं कि नहीं बढ़ाए हैं? नहीं तो राहुल
Actually,
गांधी
tech-
कहेंगे कि आपकी वजह
देखिए,
से
टेक कंपनीज में क्या
अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट
होता
हाई
है,
है।
टेक कंपनीज में लोग ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए होते, क्योंकि प्लेटफॉर्म में ट्रैफिक जितना भी है सर्वर बढ़ते हैं, लोग नहीं बढ़ते।
ओके।
तो आई थिंक जो टिपिंग पॉइंट हमारे लिए रहा हो रहा कि लोगों को जब स्मार्टफोन आया, दैट वाज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन डिजिटल हो गई। और मुझे क्या लगता है, जहां पर बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो फेंस पे बैठे होंगे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करने के लिए, बिग चेंज दैट हैज हैपेंड कि पहले जो बहुत पैसे वाला होता था वही धंधा चालू कर सकता था, क्योंकि फैक्ट्री लगाने में बहुत पैसा लगता था, आपको डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पूरी बनानी पड़ती थी ऑफलाइन, उसमें बहुत पैसा लगता था। अब क्या हो गया कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज डेमोक्रेटाइज, सबके हाथ में मोबाइल फोन है, सबके हाथ इंटरनेट की एक्सेस, आपका प्रोडक्ट का एक्सेस है, आपके प्लेटफॉर्म ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, अमेजॉन, फ्लिपकार्ट, एवरीथिंग, राइट। आपके अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है, डालो, लाखों लोग तक डे वन में पहुंच जाएगा। ये डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो क्रिएट हुआ, गवर्नमेंट ने यूपीआई बनाया, पेमेंट इजी कर दिए, इतना कुछ इंडिया में जो लेओवर हुआ है उसके ऊपर बिल्ड करना आसान है। एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज फंडामेंटली चेंज। दैट्स व्हाई आई पर्सनली थिंक कि ये इंडिया का सेंचुरी है लिटरली। इतने सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर बनेंगे। मैं शार्क टैंक में भी जाता हूँ, वहां पर इतने छोटे छोटे शहरों से लोग आते हैं जो करोड़ रुपए का प्रॉफिट बना रहे हैं, 2 करोड़ रुपए का प्रॉफिट बना रहे हैं, बहुत छोटे से शहर से। तो इतनी खुशी होती है देखिए कि इंडिया बदल रहा है, लोकल एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट हो रहा है उनके टाउन में, उनके थ्रू। साथ ही साथ अगर वो नौकरी करने जाता उस शहर से तो कुछ नहीं मिलता, सपने बड़े हो गए लोगों के। एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई एम प्राउड ऑफ, दिस इज न्यू इंडिया।
पर जब किसी को शार्क टैंक पे आप कहते हो कि नहीं आपका नहीं चल पाएगा, तो कुछ लगता है?
एक्चुअली देखो, अपना पर्पस शो का जब हम लोग वहां बैठते हैं तो ये नहीं होता कि हाँ या ना, वो होता है कि कैसे बेटर सिखा पाए। उस पिक्चर हीरो होता है उसमें, राइट। इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड, शार्क्स आए जाए फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मेन पिक्चर है जो हीरो, स्पॉटलाइट उस पर, उसके जरिए आप कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहे हो करोड़ों लोगों को जो शो देख रहे हैं। तो अगर आप राइट गाइड कर पाते हो उसको विद राइट क्वेश्चन एंड राइट इनसाइट्स, तो कई सारे लोग वो शो देख के जो धंधा करना चाहते हैं वो सीख रहे होते हैं कि हमें क्या चीज करनी चाहिए क्या नहीं। तो पर्पस शो का मोर एजुकेशन है, पर्पस शो का मोर इंस्पिरेशन है। और जब किसी एंटरप्रेन्योर को आप देखते हो कि हाँ मतलब उसको गाइड कर पा रहे हो राइट, उसमें खुशी मिलती है, क्योंकि वो जो एंटरप्रेन्योर है उस शो के जरिए कुछ सीख के गया, वापस कुछ बढ़िया करेगा उसके बाद। दैट स्पिरिट विल कंटिन्यू।
Anil Agarwal ji, let me ask you. Today you are the man with the Midas touch. मतलब आप कुछ करेंगे, बड़ा होगा वो, it will be big scale, it will be, those are the expectations. But I want to ask you, how was your first failure? Because when you become big, everybody thinks you're invincible. आपको तो कभी कोई मुश्किल आई नहीं होगी रास्ते में, लेकिन कभी फेलियर हुआ, कभी सामना किया?
ये हम दोनों जो बैठे हैं ना, 2 बिहारी सब पे भारी। So, we have failure after failure. Wounds are amazing. रात नहीं कटती थी, सुबह पेमेंट देना है, anything you start does not work. I closed 9 business. Failure not first. It has been one after other. And if you ask anybody who is successful, he has gone through. So that is one thing. But what I'm looking as India, what we have seen, what happened in 10 years, the Morgan Stanley report, I never seen 7% growth, where everybody, whole world is depressed. India is talking about 7% growth. We talk about digital. See the number of digital. You see what has been said. The 2,000 per capital income is going to be 5,000. That is for sure. It is going to happen. If that happens, then India is going to change. India is going to change, and it is the time of our youth. This is one thing which I am always encouraged my youth, that there are 15,000 companies which are under NCLT, small, big. Please don't ignore that. All of you have the startup tendency, risk-taking ability. These companies are available. Please keep eye on that. In the world, it goes into million. And this is also can be a very good opportunity for the startup, for the other people also to start business. My failure, I can tell you one story. I was working in London for somebody knows with whom I was working. So I was going, there was no train, so I was going to Manchester. Somebody was talking there is a cable company is gone bankrupt. And I said, is it? So मैं ज़्यादा अंग्रेजी नहीं समझता था, पर समझ गया. I got down to the train. I knew somebody called Helen Ward in HSBC. I called her from the station. I said, Helen, this one company has gone in liquidation. I'm taking train back. I'm not going to Manchester. Find out what is this company. So we found out this company is near the airport called Duratube. So she found out. We went to the receiver. He refused to meet us. He says, who you are? Who you are? And I said, what do I do? I'm saying, I'm Anil Agarwal, I'm very serious, I have money. And he won't listen. KPMG was the receiver. I got an idea. I call Bombay and says, look at all the balance sheet where Agarwal is written. He's a director. So they send me about 10 balance sheet which where Agarwal, some Agarwal was director. I took this 10 balance sheet and I said, this is my group companies. This is the entrepreneur. This is the entrepreneur.
Amazing, amazing stories there. But Mr. Anil Agarwal, I want to ask you, why am I asking the questions? Do you want to know what has changed between then and now, or do any of you want to ask Mr. Anil Agarwal a question of, do entrepreneurs really behave differently when they are at your stage? New startups that have seen success, or somebody from the old world who's made it big. You want to ask?
No, I mean, I usually ask all rock stars, like what keeps you motivated? I mean, like how do you get up?
You're the rock star, and what keeps you motivated?
Yeah, like, like to get up and keep doing it, so, yeah.
It's time change. When we were growing up, we always wanted a car. I never sat in the car till the age of maybe 13, 14 with a 4-door. I said, I want to have all the... So as you grow, you want a car, you want to see the big car, you want a house, you want... But as you grow, I think the thing change. Today, trust me, only thing which make me very happy when I feel my youngster are growing. That has given me the most joy. I definitely want innovative, risk-taking. I can take step. I can take still like I take a lot of step. In our time, the transparency was not there. We had the income tax of 90%. We never had the transparency. Today, if you ask youngster, they have only one book. We used to have 3 books. One to show our father and the family, one for ourselves, one for the government. That has changed. That has changed. But inspire me, I want to see my country to be a developed nation. No question.
Amit,
How do you keep up to date on technology? That a lot of things are happening, disruption is happening through technology now, and you've built an empire already. How do you get this new age tech into your group and disrupt on what you've built? Because many models that you may have built may change phenomenally as we move in this new era.
One thing for sure, there is a couple of reports which says people who does not adopt the technology and the digital, they will either shut their business or they'll be merged with somebody. So it is very important that we are ahead of technology and the carbon. Every meeting we must ask the question, how much carbon we have reduced? What is not a one day, is a journey. This is also huge technology. And there is no question that if we are aware, even if we read Gita, in 17th chapter it is written, people are talking today, thousands of years back, it has been said that we have to protect our environment. Wherever we work, we have to bring it to the same level or better. If we leave the place, technology, I'm only technology, anything. We are building the Nandghar. My vision is that 8 crore children up to 6 years. I'm 68 years old, and I look at how when I'm dying, what will I'll be thinking. And I've asked all the doctors also what people think while dying. Some people die as accident, some people die. Most of them have said, I could have done better. I could have done better. And one thing come to my mind, what I'm going to leave it. Because our India, children has to be strong, sanskari. So we are starting with the technology, Nandghar, and I wished with all of your blessing, we can do this 8 crore children, 2 crore women. Women are so important. Very important thing people have to recognize. When I was in London, the English people were looking at. I have Jack Bryan with me who worked with me. And he says, we never seen what we have seen in IPL. We have 2% women come to London. In your IPL, 40% girls were there and they were jumping. This is India. This is the time where there is a fintech, technology. Girls are ready to come out of the house and they are better than men if they are convinced.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
And I wish everybody to be conscious, to be aware that it is very important that they are different. The women are different. It is our duty to make sure, understand the psychology, help them initially. That will change our India.